son.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel over here at Broke Boy Media, and today we are reviewing Justice League versus the Fatal Five, and as always I have Devin with me covering these movie reviews. How are you doing today, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. This week's kind of slowly going by, like at a steady pace. Nothing too nothing too slow, just a respectable pace, I guess you could say. Well, I watched a movie today. I actually watched a few movies today, but one of them was like subpar, and that's the movie that we're talking about today.
Hey.
But yeah, so Justice League versus the Fatal Five. This is more of a old school DCAU type, not theme, art style. Jeez, I'm like losing all my words today. It's modeled after the 2009 Justice League TV series, and apparently this kind of fits in that universe. So that's always interesting. And as always, you have the holy trinity of DC coming back, with Kevin Conroy playing Batman, and Susan Eisenberg, and who else?
George Newbern.
George Newbern. Susan Eisenberg and George Newbern. So in this movie, we have two main characters, I guess you could say. You have Starboy, and you have Jessica Cruz as Green Lantern. I never really heard too much of Starboy myself. I had to do a little bit of research before, taking on this type of project, because this is our first animated movie review that we're doing. But Devin, what did you think of just the characters in general? We pretty much know how Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, or how they act, what their quirks are. But and any thoughts on Starboy or
Yeah, I never heard of Starboy either, and I don't know much about him, and I still don't know much about him even after watching this.
Yeah, he didn't really play too much of a role. Well, like he did, but he didn't at the same time. It was very
Also
weird.
shows kind of the character development issues that the movie had, because they introduced, well, I don't know if they introduced, but they have these somewhat unknown heroes coming in. They didn't really do a good job of kind of introducing them.
Yeah, from Starboy's his because Starboy is from the future, from the 31st century, I believe it was. So yeah, they had all of that. Yeah, I had to agree with you, man. He just wasn't really. I don't know. The trailers made it seem very dark and mysterious, but he was actually kind of my least favorite character out of the bunch. I mean, he kind of suffered from like anxiety, but like I think I like Jessica Cruz's character a lot more, to be completely honest.
Yeah, she was pretty cool, but it was just kind of weird. I guess she had like depression or something and couldn't go outside. It was
like
weird.
PTSD or something. Yeah, it was. I don't.
They
I don't know what
didn't.
it
They
was.
just like hit. They just hit like base level on everything about these characters and didn't dive any deeper.
Yeah. I can't say it's not the worst DC animated movie I've watched.
No, I should put a caveat that this movie is made for hardcore DC fans, and I'm sure hardcore DC fans who know these characters are gonna love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The arts, the old school art style alone, that is, I feel like that is what this movie is catered towards. Because with the newer movies, like Batman and Robin, and oh my gosh, Aquaman, Throne of Atlantis, things like that, or Flashpoint, Paradox, those types of, the art style is more. I wouldn't. I guess you could say more modern in a way. It's more anime esque type, kind of like I would say Avatar: The Last Airbender or Legend of Korra. Those types of.
It reminded me of Scooby Doo when I was watching it.
Yeah. It definitely reminded me. Like I'm like, oh, like if this was like 10 years ago, if this came out 10 years ago, I'm sitting there watching like you know Kids WB in the morning or whatever, and like this came on, then like yeah, I would absolutely love it. But yeah, it didn't really hit home with me after a while. It's sitting at a 60% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and I feel like that's where I am about with this movie. I would say about a 60 out of 100. It wasn't the worst, like I said before. I would say kind of would have delved a little deeper. This is my first time hearing about the Fatal Five, I want to say as well. What were your thoughts about the villains overall?
It was hit or miss depending on which one it was. Like I thought,
Yeah, I can't
I
remember
thought,
the names
I
either.
thought the Persuader was pretty cool because
Yeah,
they have the
yeah.
big axe.
Yeah,
Never
yeah,
heard
I
of
liked
him, but
him.
he seemed like he was kind of a badass.
And the only woman on the team. She was well, I liked her art style the best, I guess you could say. Superman being Superman, Batman, kicking ass as always, and Wonder Woman sporting her OG costume as well. So, and I thought Miss Martian did well. See, Miss Martian and Young Justice, she's a lot more likable. I I'm like, she was kind of just there. It was like, hey, like we need other superheroes to, circle around Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Who are we gonna get? And we got this black dude, is Mr. Terrific, or I think that's what his name was. No clue who this guy is. And for anyone out there, feel free to let us know because that he doesn't look familiar whatsoever. I think
Mr.
some
Terrific, was he like
he yeah
the
he
one with the orbs or whatever?
Yeah, like yeah, the black
He,
guy
wa-
with like the T on his face.
he had potential. I just didn't really know much about him.
Yeah, yeah, that is very true. But like I said, aside from the Trinity that is DC, I would probably have to say that Jessica Cruz was my favorite because it felt like she was the only one with like an actual character, like arc, kind of sort of like she kind of overcame her depression and when and the point of the movie when they're inside of Starboy's head with Miss Martian, Batman, and Jessica Cruz, and they're like since he's from the 31st century, they're long dead, but there's all these great statues of them, and then when Jessica finds her statue and she's like, well, there's like no way because she's in more of a depressed state now, not in the best place in life. Going to her therapist, being a rude little ninny to her and whatnot. But yeah, honestly, I don't have too much to say about this movie. I would definitely like us to review more DC animated movies in the future. Batman Hush, which is actually a very good story. It's coming out sometime later this year, so we'll probably do a second turnaround with that. Usually, like I would say, 90% of all Batman. Actually, I would say every single Batman film that I've watched, animated wise, has been really good and very, very well done. So, I mean, I don't feel like you can mess up Batman unless you're Zack Snyder. Anyway, sorry. But so Devin, any final thoughts on this before we wrap up? Anything else you wanted to note?
My score, I give it as a 50.
50
Kind of
out of
just
100. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of just not great, but not horrible.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I mean, I'm giving it a 60 out of 100 just because I don't know. Just I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt, and like it wasn't terrible. It wasn't Hellboy terrible.
Yikes.
So yeah. But anyway, as always, I think we're just gonna wrap up here. Thank you, Devin, always for coming on, and for everyone out there, let us know what you thought about this movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you kind of just indifferent about it? That's kind of like where we stand at the moment. And don't forget to follow us on Broke Boy Media on Twitter. That's broke underscore boy underscore media. And also, we are doing a giveaway for the Lion King digital code giveaway. I'll put the link to the giveaway from the Gleam website in the description below, and I'll also put an Amazon not a I'll also put an Amazon affiliate link, or not affiliate link, just an Amazon link for this movie for those of you who are thinking about picking it up. And we will see you guys in the next one. Oh, also, for the digital code giveaway for Lion King, the winner will be chosen on May 1st at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We are Central Standard Time people over here. So you have about 2 weeks, two and a half weeks to enter for that giveaway. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
I heard you were grabby.